Welcome to the Kate Molland channel. My podcast is now in progress. Let's tune in.
But my question is this. Have you ever been on a date where the person you were asking questions of did not want to respond, or they did not want to answer questions?
I feel that probably it's not, I don't have a memory that's sticking out per se at this moment, but I know that for myself, there's certain things that like I don't want to answer, or I may be evasive or vague in responding.
Okay, and I think that's valid because I have a couple of responses where someone would say, well, what if your date doesn't want to answer any questions? Well, number one, it could be that they're hiding something. You know, it could be that they don't have any real insight to the answer. That's another possibility. Or it could be that he's not in a relationship with you yet and doesn't have to answer. Like, I don't have to answer that question.
That's none of your business yet.
Yeah, there you go. Or he doesn't think you deserve the answers to what you're asking. Like, for example, I had this one girl I dated, and she said to me, she was actually the owner of a cell phone store. You know, I was in there talking to her. We're doing some cell phone business. And then we wind up chatting and chatting. It was time to close, and we decided to go to dinner. So we go to dinner. I mean, you know, that's my personality. You know how I'm always meeting people, and we go right from dinner. And she asked me, she said, what kind of car do you drive? Can you imagine? She said to me, what kind of car do you drive? You know what I told her? I said, I don't have a car. I have a bicycle. And I said, it's actually out there chained to a pole. And she said, well, how did you get here so fast? I said, I'm a fast peddler. I knew then when she asked me that question, I never wanted to see her again.
So are we telling women it's not wise to ask a man what car he drives?
Well, that's not... I'll tell you why I have an issue with that, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, a car can reveal a lot about a person, but a car is also connected to gold digging.
Yeah, it also could be debt and on credit. So just because he doesn't own it outright doesn't mean...
And it could be a lease, could be borrowed, you know what I mean? Who the heck really knows? But again, are you dating the man or are you dating the car? So if you're dating the man, I mean, I don't know. Like off the top of your head, what type of a question do you think would be appropriate to ask a man? Like you say, well, I want to get to know this person, and what kind of question can I ask to draw him out without looking like a gold digger or without getting too personal or getting too nosy? We'll come back to that.
Okay.
We'll come back to that because I do want to just go over a couple of more reasons why someone may not answer a question. And that would be sometimes you can ask a man a question and he's not listening. Like,
True.
huh? You talking to me?
True.
I didn't hear a word you said. Or he could be wondering about your reaction to a previous question that you asked. That happened to me once. I was on a date. She asked me a question. I answered the question. Now in my mind, I'm saying that I answered the question okay, and she went with another question, and I wasn't completely off the other question. And so she says, are you listening? And I said, well, I'm still kind of reflecting on the other question, you know? So you're right. That's where that 20 question feeling can come in.
Were you articulate enough to tell her that you were still reflecting on the other question, or did you just kind of like get flustered?
Oh, you know me. I'm truthful. I just go, hey, look, I'm still holding on to the other question, one question at a time here. Hold that thought, though, and we'll come right back to it, you know? I'm okay with all of that. So then, again, sometimes you can catch a guy in the moment or catch the girl in the moment, or sometimes the answer may not be what the girl wants to hear, and he wants to keep her respect. Like, I don't think I want to answer that question because you're not going to like the answer to that question. And I do understand. And you do have to be careful, you know, which I'll demonstrate in just a second here.
Okay.
And then sometimes things are complicated and the guy might be concerned about how you're going to react to the question. You know, sometimes that can go, that can cause a person's mind to, you know, kind of keep spinning. Or sometimes a person just wants to end the date. And they're going for questions that can terminate the date.
Oh.
Now, that never happened to me, but I do know a situation where that happened to a guy and girl. It was a vegan girl, and the girl realized that he didn't catch on that she was vegan, and he ordered steaks for both of them. And she's like, you ordered a steak for me. Didn't you read the profile? I made it very, very clear that I'm vegan. The guy says, look, I'm really sorry. We can have the dishes removed, and we can get something else. And she said, that's it. That was the deal breaker right there. It's a deal breaker for me when a person just focuses on my photos and they're not reading my profile. So I'm gone. So she just ended it. And she ended it with the question. And the question was really simple. Did you read my profile? Asking the girl for a date, and you did not read her profile because you got stuck on her pictures. Because you liked her bathing suit, or you liked her gown, or you liked this, that, or the other thing. But you did not see that this girl was vegan.
Oh, goodness. Well, I think doesn't the tone of the questions determine or get determined by how the date came to happen? So like in that instance,
Of
they
course.
found each other online. So
Yeah.
you're expected to read through a profile and know a few things, know a few talking points.
Don't you think that they should have read the profile? Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Like if I'm going to, agree to spend the time and the energy to get ready and go somewhere safely to enjoy somebody else's company, I would reread the profile. I'd probably study it, to be honest.
There you go. And that way you could see if there's going to be any contradictions.
Well,
Like
yeah,
I've got this
that's a
thing
good point.
down. You said you were vegan online, and why are you ordering that steak?
I changed my mind. I need
Yeah.
more iron.
There you go. There you go. Have you ever encountered a gentleman on a date where it was all about him and it was all about the points that he wanted to make, and you felt like, okay, this guy, his energy is kind of strong. He just wants to make a point. He just wants to impress me. He's so busy trying to impress me, so busy trying to make a point. He doesn't get that I want to leave. I'm done with this.
Oh, goodness. So many years ago, probably, I was on a first date with somebody and I just wasn't feeling it, but I wasn't gonna, cut and run. But yeah, it was just like an energy thing where he was just very demanding of every ounce of my attention on, while we're having dinner. And it just made me feel icky where it wasn't about me per se.
Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody wanted a relationship with you and you just wanted to be their friend? Like, look, I just want to be your friend. I don't really want to be in a relationship.
Oh, goodness. Jason, I literally went on 9 dates with a guy to make sure that I did not want to be in a relationship with him.
Okay.
Nine dates.
Because you were confused?
He was good on paper and he was, what we would consider to be like stable and had a path and had a plan. And I just wanted to make sure it's like, wait, do I really not like him? Because like we're compatible on so many things, but I'm just not, I'm not even developing a chemistry for him. And so I was just like, And then he tried to kiss me and I was like, oh no, I don't feel this at all.
Okay, well now chemistry is always a question because I have dated girls where they may not have had a chemistry for me and I had a chemistry for them, but then that chemistry was activated.
He had a chemistry for me and I was trying to see if it would get activated.
No, what I'm saying, this other girl, I'm talking about, you've heard me talk about the girl Amanda before.
Yes.
Now, this was a girl that was very adamant about not being in a relationship. We were writers together. We were part of a team for a television show. And she made it very clear she did not want to be in a relationship at all. And we dated and she just says, look, I just don't want to do this, And she was very adamant about it. She had tears in her eyes and she felt bad. She goes, I really wish I could feel for you the same way you feel for me so we could get something going. But I'm just not feeling it. And I said, hey, no problem, And you know what turned that around?